Today, we're going to talk about where to find the best girlfriend or wife. And my conclusion is the Philippines is one of the best places to look. Today, we're in an Italian town in the Alps. And we stumbled on a band concert. So we'll have them in the background a little bit. He'll take a picture of them, and then we'll go on and talk about life in the Philippines. Here we go. I'm going to turn around so we get the band. I'll get over here. We're stumbling along in this nice little Italian town. Let's go. And I was going to tell you why I think that Filipino women make the best wives and girlfriends, at least of any I've ever encountered. And if you want to comment about other possibilities, that's great. Now, they say that if you ever read anything about the Philippines, they say it's 99% Catholic. And here in Italy, they say the same thing. Look up there. Every building, or not everyone, but almost all of them, have religious symbols on them. But when I have gone through the Philippines, I would say the ratio is 5 or 10 to 1, that there are all kinds of little religions, Mormons and what is it, Nego de Cristiano?
Iglesia
de Cristiano, and many churches that seem to be run by very charismatic preachers who raise a lot of money. One of them even has one of the largest auditoriums in the world built here in the Philippines. Well, we're not here in the Philippines, we're in Italy. But switch around this way. Look at this. Very nice decor in this little town. It's called Lanzo di Itelvi. And we're just walking down the street to talk about Filipino women. Now, I'm going to tell you what's really good about them and a few of the things that are really bad about them. Look at the names of the streets here. We turn around. Yeah, okay. And boy, in Italy, you know, there's a lot of towns like this one where if you ever want to disappear and buy a place very cheaply, we're going to pass by a place that's for sale. Nice little pictures above it. Here. Now this is a great big mansion. I'll bet you're talking under $100,000 asking price, and maybe you get it for a lot less if you make an offer. But here we're really here to talk about Filipino women, and you know me, if you watch any of my videos, I go off on all kinds of tangents. But to get back to our main subject, the Filipino women that I've encountered, and I have had one with me now for over 30 years, the same one, strangely enough. My American and European girlfriends never lasted more than a year or two, and my Filipino has lasted 35 years. Can you believe that? Woo! Okay, so the good part about Filipinos is they're good cooks. They love to cook. They don't seem to mind cleaning. And wow, look at this. Look at these. You don't see this in America. Woo! But here in this town, we're just going to keep walking. Look, everything is for sale. So if you wanted to move to a place called Lanzo di Itelvi, look at this big mansion. Huge. Well, I'll bet you're talking 200,000. But, you know, that's the price of a studio. I don't think you even get a garage for that in San Francisco or London. And here you're going to get a huge mansion. Wow. And it looks like it's been recently remodeled, too. Okay. So, getting back to what's good about Filipino women, they love children. Married or not, if you get a girl pregnant in the Philippines, they will say that any child is a gift of God. And forget abortions and forget divorce. It's not part of their mentality to even think about divorce, because the Philippines is one of the few, if only, countries in the world where there is no such thing as divorce. You can't get a divorce, so it's not in their mentality. Now here, every single place seems to be for sale. Look at this. Is this a church or a mansion? I think it's a mansion. Oh, very expensive tree here. I tried to buy one of those because I like the looks of it. A tree like that might be $800. I'm not sure what it's called. If anybody knows, let me know. Well, anyway, Filipino women, as I think I once told you, tend to marry their very first boyfriend and stay with them forever. Oh, it is a church, isn't it? Very nice church. Now, shortly after my girlfriend moved into me, so we're talking 30 years ago, I had a pleasant house in the Philippines where there was a lawn nowhere near as big as a football field. It was a small lawn. And I was commenting to my girlfriend at the time that, gee, this lawn needs a bit of care. I would say, here, this is maybe the size of that lawn. Not small, not big. And you're going to find this very hard to believe, but I tell you honestly, this is a true story. So I said, you know, I think I should go out and rent a lawnmower or something. And she said, you don't have to do that. I said, why? She didn't say anything. Well, I went out on some errand, and I came back, and the lawn was absolutely beautiful, cut and trimmed. And here I see my beautiful little Filipino wife in one corner finishing up the job. And you won't believe this. She's using a scissors. A scissors. And she cut this whole lawn, which here is just rocks. But she cut this lawn with a scissors. And come on, where are you going to find a European or an American girl who you comment that the lawn needs a little care, and here it is, all done with scissors. And guess what I see now is a lawn about the same size that could have been cut with scissors. Lift the camera up so you don't get the fence in the way. There's a nice lawn. That's about the size of the lawn. Can you believe that, huh? Okay. Now the same lady, I made a small complaint that my underwear, you know, this jockey type shorts, they were tending to fall down, which is a little embarrassing if you're not wearing pants around the house, which I tended to do in the Philippines because it's pretty hot there. But in any event, I come back home one day, and you know, underpants are pretty cheap in the Philippines, $1. And here she's taking apart all my underpants and putting in these elastic, Ah, come on. That's really something. Okay. So they love kids. They're great cooks. Never lazy. All my friends who have Filipino girlfriends and wives comment on that. They're always cleaning, repairing clothes, fixing something, never sitting in bed eating chocolates and watching TV, which was the experience of my many of my other girlfriends. So, well, we've had a few arguments, but usually the arguments about stuff that I should be doing, and I think I should tell you the few things, and don't think this is too serious, but here is a few things that are the negatives. Okay, a Filipino girl can be very emotional and very jealous and a bit oversensitive. So here's another story. When I say oversensitive, let me give you an example. Okay, I come home and I'm eating spaghetti. And of course, Filipinos have their own way of cooking spaghetti. And one of the things is that spaghetti bolognese, which is usually made with a very good quality ground beef, the Filipinos, if you never tell them anything else, they'll make it with hot dogs. And so when I had my first spaghetti with hot dogs, I made a little bit of a fuss. Now, what does the wife say? I will never, 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 never cook you another pasta. Well, I mean, that's overdoing it. I just didn't want the pasta cooked with hot dog sauce. But they do tend to be a little bit dramatic sometimes and oversensitive. In the oversensitive department, you got to be careful with your sense of humor. Once, this is in the early stages, I was kind of making a joke. See, I said to her, I know why you're with me. It isn't my money. Nope. It isn't my good looks. Nope. I know why you're with me. Because I'm your sex object. Well, I mean, I'm kind of kidding around. And immediately I get the faucets of the tears for her. Ooh, cry, 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 cry. What's wrong, honey? You're not my sex object. I love you. Ooh. Well, that's the kind of thing you get with Filipinos. Okay, they can be very jealous. And in the Philippines, there's kind of a joke that this one woman comes home and finds her boyfriend or her husband in bed with somebody else, and the next thing you know, his little weenie is floating up into the sky attached to a balloon. Well, that's kind of a joke that everybody likes to make in the Philippines, that your you-know-what is going to be on a balloon going to heaven if you cheat on your wife. So you have to actually be a little careful and try to find a woman, this is maybe 1 in 100, who isn't jealous at all. And the one, if you're lucky enough to find one like that, they'll even fix you up with other girls. Okay, let's cut there and continue our walk. Now, if you ever start a family with a Filipino lady, you're going to find yourself with an infinite number of relatives, because typically they have 12 kids, and the 12 kids each have 12 kids, and the 12 children have 12 grandchildren each, so that once upon a time we went to a town where the family lived, and must have been 200 second and third cousins turned up to greet my wife, who's their long lost ancestor who went to Europe. And of course, when you're a rich foreigner like they thought I was, you're expected to treat them all for a nice lunch. Well, that wasn't so bad, because, as I may have said, things in the Philippines are very, very cheap. So for feeding a couple of hundred people was less than $100 Of course, we didn't have well, I think, yeah, we did have one roast pig. It's called lechon. And that's for every banquet and every fancy thing. You have a roast pig in the Philippines. Well, okay, so the family is actually quite an asset because you have kids, there's lots of grandparents and great grandparents who are happy to babysit because they think every kid is a gift from God. Nobody resents babies, and everybody is anxious to take care of your baby or anybody else's baby. Get along with your Filipino wife or girlfriend, I have a few hints. First of all, it's hard for me, but try never to get angry, because if you get angry at them, they may be not speaking to you for a few days, and it's all part of that saving face, because you're really insulting them if you get angry, and they seldom get angry with you. If they are angry, they keep it to themselves. They don't say it. And now here comes my bang up finish. Sex. Now, strangely enough, well, maybe not so strangely, the Filipino girls usually will have only one boyfriend, one lover their whole life. Yet, they want to be accommodating. They want to do whatever you want to do. So if you come up with some kinky idea that you want, guess what? The Filipino women are open to it. Not only open to it, they're almost enthusiastic. Now, I'm not sure whether that's real or acting, but doesn't really matter. I used to say to my honey, you're either the best in sex in the whole world or else you're the best actress. Either way, I don't care. And that is my bang up finish for today.